The real pleasure to have with us Magdalena Andersson, former Prime Minister of Sweden and party leader of the Social Democratic Party.
Compañeros y compañeras, Barcelona! What a beautiful crowd of progressive forces we have here. And Pedro Sánchez, muchas gracias para invitarnos, and thank you to all of those who organized this fantastic event. And this event is organized in exactly the right moment. A moment where people across the world is seeing the consequences of right-wing authoritarian actions in their everyday life. A moment where the man in the White House is increasingly unpopular. And a moment when the Hungarians threw Orbán out of power. And friends, my name is Magdalena Andersson, and this is the moment when in September I plan on becoming Prime Minister of Sweden again. Dear friends, on a few rare occasions during our lifetime, we witnessed the geopolitical landscape transform. And right now, the world as we know it is fundamentally changing. The world with international cooperation, international institutions, international trade, international law, it is not only under pressure. Authoritarian powers are holding it hostage. The world as we know it for the last 80 years, the world of yesterday, it is gone. And it will not come back. So we are finding ourselves as a critical juncture in history. And as progressives, we have to find an answer of what comes next. That is our responsibility to the millions of people across the world that trust us to build a better future for all. And how do we create a world where we solve problems together, where we uphold our ambitions not only to have law and order within our countries, but also between? And friends, why is a rules-based international order so important to progressives? Because it is important for ordinary people, because so many of their everyday problems can only be solved at a global level. Climate change don't stop at the border. Pollution don't stop at the border. The powers of multinational companies don't stop at the border. The influence of big tech companies on our everyday lives don't stop at the border. And an increased global trade that has lifted millions of people out of poverty, it needs rules to function, and progressive politics for a fair distributions to all. That is social democratic policy. And the opposite of a rules-based world order is a world when a few powerful men dominate the rest. And we won't let the authoritarian forces have their way. And that is why we will join forces with everyone who stands up for international law, stands up for democracy, and stands up for freedom. And friends, we're all here in the business of improving the lives of ordinary people. And that means that as social democrats, we must always have the answer to the question, how are we going to make ordinary people's lives better? If we don't have that focus, we lose elections. If you don't have that focus, we leave the field open for right-wing authoritarian forces. And right now, the world is facing a new war, leading not only to civilian suffering, but to higher prices and lower growth for all around the globe. And this is the time to show everyone across the globe that we have the answer for a better future for all. And then, what is our answer? I think of it as a triangle. One corner is a progressive economic program with easy-to-understand reforms that make everyday life easier. Let it be better pensions for blue-collar workers, affordable housing, good health care, education, and elderly care, regardless of income. But it has to be tangible reforms. The second corner is a forward-looking growth policy with investments in infrastructure, AI, green technology, a pro-growth agenda that attracts investments, creates jobs, and real wage income increases. And the third corner is a credible plan on how to make sure that people are safe in their communities. Because if you don't feel safe, you don't have any trust in the future. We have to make the conflict come back to material issues, not wage a culture war, because that's a war that the right-wing authoritarian forces will win. We have to make it back on material issues to prove that we can improve the lives of ordinary people. But let's be honest, we haven't been good enough at providing that answer, and that's why the right-wing authoritarian forces have been able to exploit it. My party, we have done important work during the last 4 years. We have listened, we have learned, we have returned to our roots, and we come back stronger, grounded in our core values, ready to take responsibility for our country again. Our mission is to improve the ordinary daily life of people, hard-working people across our nation, and strengthen the sense of community. I will not promise everything to everyone, but I will go above and beyond to make the life of ordinary Swedes a little better and a little easier, because that is what the Swedish people deserve, that is what people across the globe deserve, and this is how we build strong societies, this is how we build cohesion and a better future for all. Thanks for listening.